Hi, this is Sandy Jo at rhinestonetemplates.com, and I'm working a little bit with the newer software that I have in my hands, and it's Funtime Scrapbooking 2014. And I'm going to go ahead and have you guys work around with me here today while I'm playing around with some of these features. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be taking and I'm going to do a double line of rhinestones in this heart, a single line on this, and then a fill on the duck, and then an outline on this one, and then work with that tool up a little bit. And I'm just going to show you some of the features as I'm working through this. I like to enlarge my screen when I'm working on something, and there's a magnifying glass over in the left hand side of the toolbar. And you just hit that, and that magnifies for you. To bring your size back down, there's a magnifier with the arrow on it to the left, and you hit that, and that decreases your size for you. But I'm going to go ahead and go into wireframe and see what I'm dealing with. And I've got two lines here, which will work out really well for my two lines around the heart, and I'm just going to be doing you're following the outside of this one. These lines are too close together, and then I'm going to put a contour line around this duck, and I'm actually going to fill it and then make a contour line around it, so you can kind of see how that works. If you were working with a car decal or a rhinestone glitter decal, or an outside twill for rhinestones for a hat or anything like that, or glitter with rhinestones outside, that's how you actually work with that, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to work in wireframe here so I can see what I've got going on. Wireframe is the W on the bottom of your toolbar. You click that and it brings up just the line art for you to work with, so you can kind of see what you've really got. Let's bring up my rhinestone bar, which is the gem on the bottom of the toolbar on the right hand side, and that's my transformation bar, and it has all my other features in there too, but I'm going to work with stone, so I just brought that up. I'm going to be working with a 10 SS stone, so I go up 3 sizes to a 13 SS, which is actually a 0.125. You can adjust these numbers here if you want to go 0.127 or 8 or less. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You can put your own numbers in there. My spacing is 0.03. I like it nice and tight, but not too tight, so that I have my material, my rhinestone template material, that tears. I like to cut on a mat, so I use the 0.03, which gives me a really nice tight stone. But when I work with my rhinestone template material, I have 3 that I sell on our website on rhinestonetemplates.com, and one of them is a rubberish type of material. It's a lot different than a lot of the other rubberish materials out there, that it actually stretches and moves and gives and cuts really, really nice. And that is a less expensive material that I carry, but it's a deeper one. So when you work with a bigger stone, it's nice to work with that material. But you have to have template material in between your stones, or you end up tearing your material. Because I cut on a mat, I like to leave some material between my stones, so that when I pull that off, all my template dots stay on my mat, and I don't have to sit and pick those out one by one. So the spacing for that is at the 0.03, and I go ahead and I do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start doing an outside fill and outline, and that I don't have my fill marked here. And I do have my erase original, so once I start to stone here, and I'll just go ahead and start. Once I start that, you can see my original line disappeared, and this one right here, I can see there's going to be an intrusion of stones between those two. So I'm just going to shrink that down just a little bit in here, and let's do an outline on that one as well. And that looks pretty good. There's a couple of stones here that I'm just going to get in here. I'm going to enlarge this up and get in here and move this around just a little bit. Gives me a little bit more spacing. The rest of those look good. I'll go ahead and zoom out, and I'll go back to out of wireframe so you can see how that looks, and go back into wireframe. And out here, I'm just going to do an outline over here on this heart too. So that one is done. I'm going to do an outline on this duck, and that is done. And let's do the eye. And that one says actually that dot is smaller than the dots of our, and you can see it actually, it's just going to pick up one dot. So that just put one dot there. It didn't put more than one because it's the same size there. It's already at the 13 SS. This beak through here, I'm going to come through and use my Stone Touch hand, and I'm just going to throw in a couple of dots here for the inside of the beak. And that should be good just like that. I'm going to go out of wireframe and pull away that. And that looks pretty good. I might adjust this up just a little bit and maybe move that one over just a little bit too. Okay, and now I'm going to go back into my wireframe. And over here, this one, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go up to our toolbar. We're going to go to outline, and this is actually how I work with a lot of our rhinestone decals and different things too, making an outline around an image before you stone it. I have outline selected, break text, because I want the outline I make to be separate from this other outline right here so I can move it and not take that outline with it. The thickness I'm going to work with is 0.15, and I only want to go around at one time, so that's why the 1 is checked. The red color is okay, but if you want a different color, you could change it. I'm going to click OK, and that makes a line around it. Out of wireframe, it looks like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stone that. We can get out of here. I'm going to stone that, and that's my outside there. I've got some collisions here, so I'll come in there and clean that up when I'm done. This in through here. Let's go ahead and do our fill on that one. And so it's a total fill now. Go out of wireframe. So we've got a total fill on the outside. My stones, my red stones, look like they're touching right here, but that's actually my pin mark. I'll show you how to clean that up in just a second. So let's go out of wireframe, and let's just go ahead, and I'm going to do this kind of fast now so we can go. I want just an outline on this, so I went ahead and just outline that, and I'm going to show you how to work with some of these overlaps that we're getting. And let's go out of wireframe so we can actually see what we have. Okay, at this point, what I would do normally is I would come in, blow this up a little bit more. I would come in and see what I'm just going to delete that. See what this really looks like with my right sizes here. So under my color palette, I've got, there's a B and a P. The B is a brush, which is the fill of each dot, and the P is the outline. And I'm going to select my whole outline here and watch how this changes. I'm going to take off my outline on each one of those stones and see how it gives me now the true size of my stones. And this that was all big and red before is not like that. So now I'm going to come in over through here and enlarge this. This right here, I did not stone these right here because they were already individual dots. So I'm going to take those out of there, and I'm actually just going to come over with my hand tool, and I'm going to set a couple of dots in there for the stem of the tulip right there. And then I'm going to come over, and where we have a few of our collisions, like right over in through here, I'm going to bring this over with my 4-way keyboard a little bit. I'm going to delete this one actually. Stretch that one over into that area for the head of the duck. This one I'm just going to move over a little bit, move that one over a little bit, so I just get a little bit of space for my membrane of my template material in there, and then it'll be fine. You can adjust any of these stones wherever you want, and whenever you have a curve, you need to do a little adjusting. Here we're too tight on that stone. I'm going with my 4-way little key thing on my laptop and just moving those over away a little bit so I have a little more distance. This one I'm going up. This one I'm actually going to come down. So we have a little more space right there. If there's a space in your design when you're done, it's because the program didn't want to space another stone in there and have it override over onto another one. So it has a really nice thing. If there's a little bit of a collision, it knows that you can get in there and move it around a little bit. I'm using my 4-way keyboard just to move those around a little bit. On my laptop, it's right on my laptop on a keyboard. It's your 4-way arrows over on your, say, your desktop keyboard. I want that to curve a little more, so I'm going to bring that guy down and push him over. Bring this one up just a little bit. And there again, these I'm going to bring up. I think I'm going to throw another stone in there too, up in that middle part. Let's bring these a little bit closer so we can get one more stone in there. Right click, duplicate, bring that over. And then I need to adjust these a little bit to fit that guy in there. There we go. Okay, we need a little work right there. Bring another stone in, right click, duplicate, or you can do the stone touch over there to add another stone as well. Let's bring the chest out a little bit farther, make room for that stone. Bring that one in, bring this one in just a little bit. By taking the time to do this on your designs, you don't have to do it with all of them, but when you do have to do it, by taking the time and doing this, it makes, we'll eliminate that one, it makes your designs just look so much better. So, you know, just take your time with your designs, make them yours, you know, and have them be just a little bit different than everybody else's. You know, it's good to buy downloads and it's good to, you know, buy some of the alphabets and different things, but once you get a handle on designing yourself, use some of those elements to create something that has your personality in it, and people look at it and say, oh, that looks like so-and-so's design, or you know, it looks like so-and-so designed it, and just really work it and have it be your own thing. This one here, I'm going to add a stone over here. And at this point, you could actually be changing some of these colors so you can see what you've actually got here. And what I'm working on right now is I'm working on some of those leaves, you know, right in here. Oop, that one enlarged. Go back and undo it. There we go. This one still is just a little too close to the stem of that tulip, so let's see if we can still work it in there. There we go. Okay, the top of the tulip looks pretty good. You can see this side looks different than this one. So what happened here is I'm going to go over here like this, and I'm going to bring that one up, or you could just select half of that, that tulip, and actually just duplicate it and get rid of the other side if you want it to be exact. Okay, let's see over here. That looks pretty good. Let's round up this leaf a little bit better. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Let's see this duck over here. And I love enlarging stuff like this so we can really get in there and work on it. That looks good. That heart looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna make it smaller. And now let's change some colors in here and get some color going on. Oh, we should put one right there in that duck's tail. Let's get one right up here to make that duck's tail pointy and nice. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's say we're going to grab the lasso tool and let's make the inside of the duck yellow. So I'm just using my lasso tool, and anything that you make a complete circle with the lasso tool will encompass it, and you'll be able to change the color. So go to our color palette and grab yellow, and it changes those stones to yellow. I didn't grab this. Whoops, I didn't grab this one right here. So let's go back and grab that one and make him yellow. Grab those two and make it yellow. Or pin mark, I grabbed that right there. Okay, let's go ahead and make that yellow. And these were supposed to be a different color, so let's go ahead and make those back to red. So when I select by a color, which I'll show you how to do that in a little bit here, it's the right color for selecting. We still had an element in here, and you can see right here, here's an element. We want to get rid of that. We don't want that, and we also still have the eye in there, so let's get rid of those two. And when I'm in wireframe, I can really see if there's still any inclusions of the stones here. And I see we do have a couple yet, so let's go back in here. Let's get rid of that one. Move that one over. Move that one down a little bit. Move that one up. Move it out. And that one looks good. Move that one out. And that looks good. Out of wireframe. Okay, now, oops, those are not the right color. Let's take and put those back to red. Okay, now I'm going to select the red stone. Let's take that one to red too. Now I'm going to select the red stones. I'm going to come over to my palette, hit brush color, and let's change all of those to a cream color. So when we go to cut and color separate, we know what those are going to be. So I've got those separated out in the outline there. Now let's grab our lasso tool and come in on this heart, and let's do those red. Let's make sure I grab that one. Oh, let's enlarge this so I can see it a little bit better, and so can you. There we go. Okay, so we've got those red, and let's go the inside of this heart. Let's make this, I'm thinking it's going to be white and the outside of the duck is, so let's go and take it to that tan color. So when we go in and change color for our proof, we're going to have it color separated nice. Let's go back with our lasso, and let's take this red, and let's make this duck over here all yellow. And slide that off. That was our inside that we didn't want. Let's go with a blue tulip here. Let's pick a pretty blue for that. And the stem, let's go white with that, which actually is going to be that tan color that we have for the other things. Let's enlarge that so we can get in there. That one. I've got a few of those, but I can grab those here with this. Let's go ahead and make our leaves green. When you see me go from a thin line, and sometimes you see it going into a thicker line, this right down here controls the pin thickness. And you know, you can use a skinny pin to come around it, or you can thicken it and make it a thick one if you want to really see what you're circling and encompassing. I like the skinny one the best because in it doesn't grab any of the other stones. There's the thick one, and that's the one I'm not the craziest about. If you're drawing something, it's great, but to make it skinnier, you just come down and touch that right there, and that would change it for you. Oops. Let's take and change those back because we want those to be white when we're done. Okay, that looks good, and let's make it smaller. And now you would have this file will be ready to send off to your cutter, and it can color separate out like I showed in the other video. But if you wanted this to be a proof, this is what I do for proofs. I come through here, I grab a black rectangle, or a rectangle. It'll be any color. Take it to black. It's a beautiful black that our program gives us. Some of the other programs don't give you a really, really bright black. I put that square to my back, which shows everything that we did here. And now I'm going to grab my tan stone. I'm going to grab my brush color. It picks up all the tan stones in there, so I'll be able to change them all at once. And I'm going to change those to white. And that way it'll show up. They'll be nice and white. I think he needs a different color eye here, so I think that'll be his eye. We'll make his eye white right there. If you wanted to change all the yellow ones, you grab one stone, hit your brush color, and let's say you're going to take them to pink or lavender, and it changes all those for you. And if you've exported a design out, you bring it back in, and you just hit change to circle after you've ungrouped it, and then you can change any of the colors on the things you've already exported out to. But let's change those purple ones back to white for our outline. Whoops. Let's see here. Let's go backwards. Okay. Let's take the purple ones to the yellow. That's what we want to do. So change the brush color and go to yellow. There. And that's just a little tutorial on how to do an outline and some different things. And I'm going to make a couple videos here for you today, but this just kind of shows you some of the features in this Funtime Scrapbooking 2014. Thank you. This is Sandy Jo at rhinestonetemplates.com. If you ever need any great hot fix Korean low lead, high grade stones, I have beautiful, beautiful stones on my website. I'd be happy to help you with that. We also sell in bulk bags for $96 a bag. But if you just want 1 gross, 2 gross, 5 gross, 10 gross, we'll be happy to package those for you too. too. We also are distributors for the RT machine cut rhinestones and all the template material and transfer tapes and downloads and things. So if you need anything, just let us know. Thank you.